For centuries, the name Poseidon symbolized power over the sea, a mythic god capable of raising storms and sinking empires. But in the 21st century, that name has taken on a new, terrifying meaning. Deep within Russian shipyards, engineers have built a machine that brings that myth into reality not as a god, but as a weapon. It is called Poseidon, or, by its original designation, Status 6. The idea dates back to the Cold War. Both the United States and the Soviet Union once studied ways to weaponize the ocean itself, including Project SEAL, a secret U.S. experiment aimed at creating artificial tsunamis. The project failed, but the concept never truly disappeared. Fast forward to November 2015. During a televised military briefing, Russian cameras accidentally revealed a classified diagram showing a nuclear-powered underwater drone Status 6. Analysts were stunned. Whether it was a real leak or a calculated message, one thing was clear: Russia wanted the world to know it had developed a new kind of deterrent. By 2018, its official name was confirmed as Poseidon, a nuclear-powered underwater vehicle designed not for defense but for guaranteed retaliation. But beyond the technical ambition lies something deeper, a psychological weapon. By resurrecting a myth and turning it into a doomsday machine, Russia didn't just build a deterrent, it built a symbol. A message to the world that the sea itself now serves its will, and that even in silence, the Kremlin's shadow extends across every ocean. Like the ancient god it's named after, Poseidon represents dominance over the deep, a reminder that no frontier, not even the abyss, is beyond the reach of human ambition. Its creation was not born from chaos, but from calculation, a deliberate act to resurrect fear as a tool of strategy. Behind the cold steel and circuits lies something almost poetic, a nation's obsession with being untouchable, invincible. Poseidon is not just a weapon. It's a myth reborn through engineering, a story written in radiation and silence. Modern nuclear strategy depends on one rule: if you strike first, you must still face total destruction. This is the doctrine of mutually assured destruction. For decades, that balance was maintained through the nuclear triad: missiles on land, bombers in the air, and submarines at sea. But the triad has a weakness. It depends on being detected and launched in time. Poseidon changes that. It is designed as an autonomous second-strike weapon, capable of lying silent for months or even years, waiting for a signal that might never come. If Russia were ever destroyed in a first strike, Poseidon could still be launched automatically or remotely to ensure retaliation. Its mission: to deliver a radioactive tsunami hundreds of meters high, capable of wiping entire coastal regions off the map. With an estimated warhead of up to 100 megatons, Poseidon's impact wouldn't just destroy cities, it would contaminate entire ecosystems for generations. This makes it not a weapon of war, but of revenge. For the Kremlin, that is precisely the point. Poseidon ensures that even in defeat, no enemy could ever claim victory. In this cold equation of destruction, Poseidon represents the ultimate insurance policy, one that trades morality for inevitability. It is the embodiment of Russia's resolve. If the motherland burns, the oceans themselves will rise in her defense. But this is not just military logic. It is psychological warfare. The very knowledge that Poseidon exists changes how enemies think, how they plan, how they fear. It turns the ocean into a weaponized idea, a reminder that destruction can come not from the sky, but from the unseen depths below. And somewhere within Russia's icy naval bases, that idea sleeps beneath layers of steel and secrecy, waiting. It's not a weapon built to be fired, it's a message built to be believed. Poseidon is roughly the size of a city bus and weighs around 100 tons. At its core is a nuclear reactor using liquid metal cooling, giving it virtually unlimited range and allowing it to cross entire oceans autonomously. It travels deep over 1,000 meters below the surface, where sonar detection becomes nearly impossible. Its propulsion system uses a pump jet instead of a traditional propeller, mimicking natural ocean sounds to hide from sensors. Its AI navigation system combines GLONASS, inertial guidance, and onboard mapping, allowing Poseidon to adjust its route, avoid obstacles, and reach its target even if it loses contact with command. Reports suggest multiple fail-safes, but also a chilling possibility. Once activated, Poseidon may complete its mission entirely without human input. Its payload could include a cobalt-salted warhead, a design meant to spread radiation intentionally, ensuring long-term contamination. In short, Poseidon isn't just built to destroy, it's built to make survival impossible. Every detail of Poseidon's design speaks to a single obsession: permanence. Unlike missiles that vanish in seconds, Poseidon endures a slow, mechanical predator of the deep, designed to wait in the silence of the ocean until the world above forgets it exists. It's a machine without mercy, operating in an environment without witnesses. It doesn't roar like a missile or blaze through the sky. It creeps, it listens, it waits. Its patience is its power, and in that patience lies a paradox, a weapon so advanced that its greatest strength is silence. The deeper it dives, the more unstoppable it becomes. The ocean itself becomes its armor, its shroud, and its grave. Military simulations paint a disturbing picture. A Russian submarine, perhaps the Belgorod or Khabarovsk, leaves its Arctic base under radio silence. Hours later, a large object detaches and begins to move west. Poseidon is on its way. For days it travels undetected beneath the Atlantic, avoiding sonar grids and underwater patrols. Then, as it nears the U.S. coast, it rises to launch depth. At that moment, sensors detect nothing. There are no alarms, no warnings. Then a flash underwater. A nuclear detonation so powerful that it triggers a mega tsunami, inundating entire coastal cities within minutes. Simulations suggest that a detonation near New York or London could submerge areas hundreds of kilometers inland, causing millions of casualties and rendering the coast uninhabitable for decades. This isn't a conventional weapon. It's a scenario designed to end modern civilization in a single strike. And in that moment, there would be no heroes, no counterattack, only silence. The sea itself would become the executioner, swallowing nations whole while the rest of the world watches in disbelief, realizing too late that the age of warning is over. In the aftermath, satellites would capture only clouds of radioactive mist. Cities that once defined the modern world would vanish beneath the waves, their names reduced to coordinates and memories. And far beneath the surface, Poseidon's purpose would be fulfilled not in rage, not in glory, but in quiet inevitability. When Poseidon's details became public, it shocked NATO. Traditional missile defense systems built to track airborne threats are useless against an autonomous underwater weapon. Poseidon's depth, range, and stealth make it practically impossible to intercept. Even advanced sonar arrays struggle to detect it before impact. NATO research has since focused on developing deep-sea monitoring systems, drone interceptors, and undersea magnetic detectors, but none have proven effective. Destroying Poseidon could even backfire, triggering a nuclear explosion underwater and causing massive contamination. Some strategists argue that the only way to prevent a Poseidon launch is to destroy the submarines carrying them, but those submarines are the largest and most advanced ever built, capable of vanishing beneath Arctic ice for months. The harsh truth: there is currently no reliable defense against Poseidon. The balance of deterrence has shifted not in the skies, but beneath the waves. Behind closed doors, NATO planners admit an unsettling reality. The oceans are no longer a sanctuary. The same depths that once hid submarines now conceal doomsday weapons, moving unseen, rewriting the rules of global defense. Every failed simulation, every blind sonar scan, every unanswered question deepens the same fear. What if it's already there, somewhere, silent, waiting? Poseidon doesn't need to strike to win. It only needs to exist. Poseidon marks a turning point in global security. It blurs the line between human command and autonomous destruction. For the first time, a machine could decide the fate of nations without human intervention. Missile shields and aircraft carriers, once symbols of power, now seem powerless against an invisible enemy deep below the ocean. Experts warn that Poseidon could spark a new kind of arms race, one fought in silence across the ocean floor, by machines designed to end civilization. Even Russian scientists have expressed concern. What if its AI fails? Or its reactor malfunctions? What if it simply goes rogue? A single lost Poseidon, drifting for years with a live warhead, could become a threat to the entire planet. For now, Poseidon remains mostly symbolic, a weapon meant to be feared, not used. But its existence changes everything. The oceans, once the world's last natural frontier, have become humanity's most dangerous battlefield. And somewhere in the dark, far beneath the waves, the god of the sea waits. In the stillness of the deep, Poseidon endures patient, unseen, eternal. A machine born from fear, sustained by silence, and destined to remind humanity that the line between deterrence and annihilation has never been thinner. And as nations race to build their own underwater monsters, one truth echoes louder than ever: the future of war won't be written in the skies. It will be whispered by the sea.